Oh, it's a big 40th anniversary tour. What does this anniversary mean to you? Is that just a number, or is it something you, well,
No, 40 years? I'm stunned that we would still be doing this 40 years later. When our first album came out in 1975, we had no idea that we would be able to sustain a career for 40 years. Just no idea whatsoever. I mean, I'm still wearing 40 years ago. I wore the big shoes.
right?
These are the same ones. I've had them rebuilt about 10 times because this part fell apart and the heel broke off and they're still all about to fall apart, but
That was part of the show. Have these hilarious costumes and outfits. Do you still carry around a few?
here we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What with feathers being?
Oh, this is my bad boa. This goes with the shoes. The boa goes with the shoes. The boa is soaking wet. I had to dry out the boa. It was so hot last night. And but we're doing some new characters this time. I'm actually going to be escaping from a real straitjacket
Oh, brilliant.
during the show. And I bought this from a real straitjacket company online, and I had to call. When they sent it to me, I had to call the guy and I said, "Well, how do they do that? How did Houdini escape from the straitjacket?" And he goes, "Well, you got to do. It's a trick." So he told me the secret of how to fix this so that you can, I can put it on and then escape from it, without having to undo the buckles and everything.
Right.
So,
Where are you going to use it? With which song?
Mr. Hate.
Okay.
Yeah, it's perfect for Mr. Hate because when we did the original video of Mr. Hate, the Tubes video, Mr. Hate was in a straitjacket. It wasn't really in a straitjacket. He was kind of wrapped up with gauze, kind of like a mummy, but he didn't have to escape. It was a video, so you could cut and then escape. So, but I wanted to do that and be able to escape on stage. People love it. When I finally escape, they go crazy. It's a major highlight. And we're still doing Mondo Bondage with the bondage gear, and the leather pants are here somewhere, leather pants. And we're still doing She's a Beauty. Yeah, we kind of rework things. Right now we're kind of doing a combination. We went to this film noir festival of the Hollywood film noir period, and we kind of really loved all those old black and white, The Big Sleep and Maltese Falcon and Humphrey Bogart and Raymond Chandler, and we just loved that. And so we originally started doing this show as a Tubes tour noir. That was back in 2013 or 14. But then when this year came up and it became the 40th anniversary of the first album, 1975, we kind of modified the show and we kind of added in songs from that first album, so that to highlight the fact that here we are 40 years later, and these songs, we did What Do You Want From Life and White Punks on Dope and Bondage, and all those songs were on the very first album. So we're kind of trying to do it all as usual. That's what we always get in trouble. We try to do it all. And
Do you still do White Punks on Dope?
oh yeah, well, that's what the big shoes are for.
Right.
Quaalude. Here's Quaalude's wig right here. Quaalude's wig and Quaalude's silver pants, skin tight silver pants with boa, funky boa. The boa really ate it last night. Look at that. It got so soaking wet, all the feathers fell off. So yeah, we're still doing it. We're still we're trying to people come to our show, they want to hear the hits. They want to hear Don't Want to Wait Anymore because that was the song they played at their wedding. Or they want to hear Talk to You Later. They want to hear She's a Beauty. They want to hear What Do You Want From Life. I've got a fabulous full polyester suit to wear as the game show host for What Do You Want From Life. This is 100% polyester. It's hard to
That's
find.
lovely in a hot,
Yeah.
in a hot venue.
Yeah, perfect. And matching pants. So, you know, and I go around to thrift stores. You know, they have thrift stores here, right? Vintage stores. We call them, you know, when they charge a lot of money for ancient clothes, they call it vintage. Right? It's still the same crappy thrift store, but if they call it vintage, they can get twice the money. Right? So I haunt these vintage clothes stores in Los Angeles looking for outfits. Like I got this suit, this like shark skin. It's not really shark skin, but it's very 40s kind of 40s suit I found in this was like $35. I don't know what that is in euros, but
At the time, not almost same probably.
yeah, right, about the same. I know the euro's dropping like. Anyway, so I'm always going around looking for new costumes and new characters and trying, because we do. I think one of the reasons we have such longevity is because we do something different. Every time you see us, it's going to be different. It's not like, you know, we're going to play the same set for 30 years, like, you know. A lot like Cheap Trick. I've seen their show 100 times. It's always the same, you know. And so I kind of got my hair slicked back because I kind of want to look like a 40s guy, you know. And so every time you come to see the Tubes, pretty much we're going to change the show. Every year we go in, we change everything. We change, you know, but we keep the iconic. I mean, Quaalude has been here for 40 years. Okay. Bondage Guy has been here for 40 years. So we have this core of songs that we always play, but then the peripheral songs, you know, like maybe 10 songs we play every set. You got to play What Are You On From Life, we got to play Bondage, you got to play Don't Want to Wait, She's a Beauty, Talk to You Later, Amnesia. But the other songs, usually we do about 20 songs. Here's a set list. This is our current set list, okay? And we always start with an overture. The band always start with an overture, so that's what it's like a combination of all kinds of songs. And then we're doing This Town, which is a Frank Sinatra song, which is on our third album, and Town Without Pity, Gene Pitney, and then so, you know, and then we're doing a crime medley, which is kind of theme from crime dramas from the 50s in the States, like Dragnet and Perry Mason. You know, and so
I put down the question on my question list here, like, do you still enjoy performing? But listening to you,
you kidding?
It's not really a proper question anymore.
No, that's what I live for. Are you kidding? That's what I live for. That's what I live for. I mean, and I'm delving. I want to do more theater. I've just got a new theatrical agent in Hollywood. So I want to go to Broadway. I really want to play Broadway. I want to play the West End London stage. I really want to, and so I'm really working on it. And you know, I got a PR person and I got a new agent, and we're, you know, I love the theater. I love live theater. I've been an actor my whole life, and I've done a few movies, but I really didn't enjoy film because, you know, you got to do the same thing 15 times. The same scene from this angle and that angle and the overall angle and the master shot and this point of view. And how do you keep I mean, those people, the people that can keep that spontaneity and do it like, you know, Marlon Brando or Katharine Hepburn or Bogart, or those people that can do that, I mean, they're brilliant. It's brilliant. And I just don't have that. I can't. For me, it's the spontaneity. It's the instant gratification. It's not, you know, if you screw it up, it's tough. You're on to the next. You're already gone. You're on to the next. So that's why I love the theatrical stage, and that's why I love the band. I mean, you know, we're not perfect. We screw up all the time. We screwed up last night. Everybody was like jet lagged out of their mind, and we're, you know, and you know, I screwed up, but this is the secret right here. Ginseng.
Yes.
Korean ginseng.
Helps.
That's why I'm like babbling right now, because I just had a big old slug of ginseng because I didn't sleep last night. I went back to my hotel room after a show that just knocked us all out. We were all soaking wet and tired. I went back to my hotel room. I laid down, and I just was like this till 8 o'clock in the morning.
So you do like you things that people can see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Visual effects.
Yeah, yeah. It's all about the visual with us. I mean, we've always been theatrical. I was a theater major in high school and college. I always did musical comedy. I was always an actor. I was always theater to me. And when we first started, that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to do something other than just stand there and play. We wanted to be outrageous. You know, we wanted to blow people's minds with our antics and our theatrics. And you know, and now, I mean, it's you know, we used to have a 35-man crew with dancers and sets and props and a choreographer and a just, you know, insane amount of people. And, you know, we would go out on the road and we wouldn't make any money at all. We'd go out and we'd make $5 million, but we'd spend $6 million. And we'd come home in debt because we had to have this new costume and we had this, and the choreographer had to come out and fix this bit because it wasn't working, and we just spent money like it was going out of style. And so we don't do that anymore, and now it's just me. And I kind of run the show. I'm kind of the manager and the travel agent and the accountant. I'm everything. I do everything. And so I know where every dollar goes. Every dollar, I know where it goes. And so if we're, you know, so I make sure before we leave that the offers are good enough and the travel and the logistics of the whole run are good enough to where we come home with money in our pocket. Because if we're not going to come home with money in our pocket, we got to figure out a way to make that happen.
Yeah.
So,
what is your favorite style of music?
Well,
music-wise?
one of the things about the Tubes is everybody kind of, the style is all over the place because everybody came from a different background. Like Roger was like a Jimi Hendrix. He loved to play psychedelic music. And he played just crazy. He loved Hendrix. He loved Frank Zappa, Captain Beefheart, and Prairie as well. Prairie loves R&B also, so he loves to play kind of an R&B type of drums sometimes. The other guitar player, Bill, was a blues guy. All he wanted to play was blues. So we've got all these different influences, and I'm the theater guy. So we've got the blues guy and the theater guy and the R&B guy and the Jimi Hendrix guy, the psychedelic guy. And so we've got all this influence, and that's why, you know, a lot of our albums, I mean, the songs don't sound the same. The songs are not, it's not like Bon Jovi where every song is 1-4-5. Chord progression. It's all simple rock and roll, 1-4-5, big chorus, big payoff at the end. They're all the same. The whole thing is, but of course, you know, Bon Jovi's making billions, and we're playing in this little club in Hamburg. So, but I'm more fulfilled. I can guarantee you, I am more fulfilled in my heart than he is.